everyone, my name is Jillian and I'm one of the mentors here at Palfish. I am a mentor for teachers that have been hired on as new official kids course teachers. So if you're watching this and you're coming from one of my mentor groups, I wanted to say welcome and congratulations. If you're watching this and you are in somebody else's mentor group, that's okay too. This still provides a wealth of information for you and I am so excited to have you on the team. If you are watching this and you're thinking about applying to Palfish, check out the description box for information on how to apply. And if you're watching this and you're getting ready to be hired, maybe you've passed your interview, maybe you've passed your quiz, within 3 workday hours, Beijing time, after you have passed your quiz, you will be hired on as an official kids course teacher. So that's really exciting. Just be prepared to adjust your schedule as needed if you need to after you are hired on. And let's get started. So the first thing that I want you to do after you're hired on as an official kids course teacher is go ahead and check your schedule. Whatever you put in before you took your interview as your availability is automatically opened. So if that's changed and you need to adjust that, go ahead and make the adjustments before classes start getting booked. It's okay, you're allowed to make adjustments to your schedule. There's no penalties for that. So I wanted to give you some quick tips about scheduling. The first thing that I want you to make sure you do is keep on top of your schedule. This is super important. Your schedule is your lifeline here at Palfish. That's where your classes are going to go into. It's your work hours. So whatever hours that you want to work, make sure they're opened. Whatever hours that you don't want to work, make sure that you close them. If something changes from week to week, make sure that you close it so that you don't run into a situation where you're getting scheduled classes that you didn't want to have opened. If you do need to make changes, make sure that you make them as early as you can so you can schedule things. You can change your schedule up to 3 weeks in advance, and students can book up to 2 weeks in advance. So that last week, they don't have access to it, but you can, so you can make changes to the schedule before students can even see your schedule. And I also wanted to note that in your schedule, you're going to see little fish at the bottom of each individual time slot. Those little fish mean that your classes are only open to official kids course students. Free talk students cannot book those classes. That's fine. You don't need to do free talk. I actually don't do any free talk. I find that the official kids course pays more, so it's not worth it to me to do free talk. But if you decided that you wanted to do free talk, and in order to do that, you would just have to click the slot that you wanted to open to all students and then click open all students. That will open your availability to free talk students as well. Your slots, when you are able to, they should all say weekly at the top. And weekly slots are so important because this enables students to book classes on a set schedule. So say a student wants to take a class every Monday at 7:30 p.m. their time. And they're going to go in there and they can say, oh, Mondays at 7:30, automatically book with this teacher. So that means that once you start getting your regular students, they're going to automatically book in your schedule. If you don't have fixed slots, you lose your ability to do that. If you don't have weekly slots open, you're going to be teaching mostly trials, and that's going to affect your bookings. So make sure that if you want to have more bookings to get the most out of this, make sure that you do open any weekly slots that you can, and make sure that as many hot hours that you can open are opened, because those are the hours that are most likely to get booked by students. One quick tip that I do want to give you, and a lot of teachers make this mistake coming in as new teachers, is to make sure that you're in control of your schedule and you know when you're working. So a lot of teachers, we're in America, I'm Eastern Standard Time, so I have my schedule open at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and maybe I'll be like, oh, well, I don't want to work at 4 o'clock in the morning, I don't have any classes. So I go to bed and I wake up and, I wake up at 6 o'clock and I've missed 3 classes. And the reason that I've missed 3 classes is because while I was asleep, those classes get booked. So a lot of teachers make this mistake when they first come in, not realizing that classes can get booked while they're sleeping. Trials can get booked while you're sleeping. If you're going to be going to bed, make sure that you close anything that you don't want to work or get up to work those classes, because otherwise you can get absences and that can affect your job status here at Palfish. You're only allowed 6 absences in a 6-month period. So you really, really want to make sure that you're not getting absences when you're first hired. Oh, someone's coming to say hi. Say hi. So as soon as you were hired, you were added to 2 groups. And these groups are super important. I do not recommend to leave these groups. A lot of new teachers will see these groups and say, oh my goodness, the notifications, I can't handle it, and they'll just leave. You can mute the notification. These groups are super important because they are your mentor group and your admin group. So your mentor group, they are new teachers that were hired along with you, and then you have a mentor, which may or may not be me depending on when you were hired. If you're being hired now in February 2020, then your mentor is probably me. These groups are going to assist you to learn how to navigate Palfish, and they're there to help you answer any questions. So your mentor is a teacher, a Palfish teacher that has experience and knows how to work the system. They can answer your questions and just get you accustomed to being the best teacher you can. Your admin group, on the other hand, that is run by a staff in China. And Palfish is amazing because I don't think any of the other companies actually give you a point of contact in their Chinese office. So it's really cool because you have these 2 groups, and then your admin group is also going to be filled with teachers that have more experience too, so you can also draw knowledge from them. It is very helpful. I do not recommend leaving these groups. A lot of teachers will leave the groups and then later on be like, I was never given a mentor, I don't know who my mentor is, I don't know what to do, and they don't know where to go for guidance. Do not leave these groups. Next thing I want to talk about real quick is your handbook. So when you first log onto the Palfish app, you're going to see on your main screen something that says Handbook. All of your rules and regulations that you need to be following, all of the facts, anything that you need to know, it's usually found in the handbook. So before you ask a question in your admin group or your mentor group, go ahead and check the handbook and see if it's in there. Your question might be answered, and it's really good to familiarize yourself with the handbook anyways. The most successful teachers on the app know the rules of which they are agreeing to operate by being a Palfish teacher. Does that make sense? So you should check the handbook, find your answers there if you can. If you can't, then go ahead and ask your mentor, and then your last point of contact, if your mentor can't help you, that should be your admin. If you are looking for answers about free talk, then go ahead and look in the FAQ that's on the top of the app. It's on the top right hand of the app. The FAQ is going to give you all the answers that you're looking for free talk questions. You can find most of your questions answered between the handbook and free talk. One of the things that I absolutely love about Palfish is the fact that we are able to market ourselves. Now for some teachers this might seem really scary, but it's really not. What makes this amazing and it makes us stand out from other companies is that we don't have to go and send in a ticket and beg for bookings. We don't have to sit there and not wait for bookings. At Palfish, you, and only you are completely in charge of your schedule. As mentors, we're going to give you the information that you need so that you can be successful, but it's up to you to implement it. So make sure that you use these tools and these marketing techniques so that you can be the best teacher you can and have as many bookings as you are able to. I know marketing sounds really scary, but it's really, really easy. You don't have to go out and find new customers. The customers are already there. You just have to make yourself be seen as a teacher. It's pretty easy. So the first thing that you're going to do to market yourself is make sure you have an intro video. And your intro video should show you smiling. You should talk slower. You should be approachable and presentable. Be in your classroom atmosphere and use props. Just show what kind of teacher you are. You can change this intro video later if you're not happy with it. If you find that you're not getting the bookings that you want, go ahead and change your intro video. It's totally okay. Now the first thing that I want you to do as a new teacher is to go and do a live. If you've ever been on a Facebook or Instagram live, it's kind of like that. It is a little different. I've got another video in here which I will link to that you can check out how to set up a live and how to do it. I do recommend doing a live. Your first live should be introducing yourself and make it fun, make it energetic. Show yourself as smiley and happy and approachable. Use lots of props, use TPR, speak slowly. Just make this a fun class. just a fun introduction to you. The benefit of lives, not only are students going to be watching these lives and saying, hey, I like that teacher, I want to book them, but you're also going to have head teachers, also known as class admins, watching your lives, and these are basically the scheduling admin of Palfish. So they're going to look, they go through and they say, hey, I like this teacher, I like the way that they use their props. I think I'm going to use this teacher for my next batch of students. So if you get the attention of a head teacher, it really benefits you because that head teacher is going to start sending bookings your way and you're going to have more classes to teach. I do highly encourage you to use lives. Keep doing lives until you've got the schedule that you want, because that's going to help you a whole bunch in the long run. Another amazing tool of Palfish that none of the other ESL companies have is the Palfish Reading app. Now, the Reading app is one of the top children's educational apps in China. And what the kids do, they can go on this reading app and they can listen to English stories being read, they can practice reading them, and they get scored based on their pronunciation using a computer. Like, no, people don't actually score them. It's scored by a computer. This app is amazing because what it does is it brings potential students into the system. So each time a student signs up for the free Palfish Reading app, they're also given the opportunity to book a trial class, a free trial class with a teacher. So that's where the majority of your trial classes are coming from. They also come from students referring their friends. But the reading app is super important to know and learn and just play with it a little bit. You can follow students, you can like books that students read, you can read your own books and publish them to your Palfish page. There are other videos that go into more depth about the Palfish Reading app, but I just want you, right now I want you to know that it exists. And if you have an Android device, you cannot get it in the Google Play Store. You have to use an APK. The link for the APK is in the description box below. I've got this whole teachers tools thing on my website, and APKs are part of that. As a new teacher, you're looking at your phone or your tablet and all of a sudden you get pop-ups saying emergency class, emergency class, emergency class, substitute needed. And these classes, they can be a couple of different things. Either a teacher no-showed and it's 3 minutes past the class, the teacher hasn't showed up, that child needs a teacher, so they send the message out to all suitable teachers saying, hey, can you take this class? Whoever is the first one to click on it gets it. It can also be the same thing for teachers that cancel. So the class might be for a couple hours from now, and the teacher canceled. The message goes out to all suitable teachers. When I say suitable teachers, I mean, say the parent said, I want a British man. So it will go out to all British men. Or the parent says, I want a native speaker from America, then it would go out to all Americans. So if they have preferences like that, it will go out to that group of people. Otherwise, it will go out to all the teachers. And again, whoever hits accept first will get that class. And there's another pop-up that can come up, and those are with official kids course students. So they're not trials, they have bought their packages, and they're trying to use one of the classes in their packages within a 24-hour window. In order to book that class within that 24-hour window, a teacher has to accept it. So it will come up to you as a pop-up, or it will be in your pop-up center, and you can accept the classes in there or as they pop up on your screen. Now this is just meant to serve as a basic introduction video. I hope that you enjoy Palfish as much as I do. I love it. This job has done so much for me. It's helped me get out of debt. It's helped me, I'm in the process of buying my first home. It has been an amazing opportunity for me. I hope that you love it as much as I do. You can find some additional resources. If you look on the home screen of your Palfish app, there's a teacher training tab there. Go into the teacher training tab and kind of look through some of the resources. Some of them are a bit outdated and not as applicable as now. Some of them contain old information, but the newer ones are all good, and it does have really good material in there. I highly suggest utilizing the teacher's training app when you're first starting out. Another really good resource, of course, would be your handbook. Your two best resources as a new Palfish teacher would be your handbook and your mentor. So use those. Don't abuse them. Don't abuse me. But you can use me. Feel free to shoot me any questions and ask me any questions. Ask them in the group. And use the resources that you have. Another really good resource would be any of the official mentors videos, which again in the Palfish Teacher Tools link below, I've got all of the mentors videos listed down there. So I would go ahead and scroll through them, open those links up, click subscribe so you're subscribed to all of the mentors, and that's going to get you the most up-to-date information on like everything Palfish. I am super excited to share this opportunity with you. Like, this is such a mind-blowing, amazing job. I had no idea that there was even such an opportunity like this. I didn't know that this even existed. And I'm happy that I'm here. I hope that you're happy too. I hope that you love it as much as I do. If you are from my mentor group, if you could just comment below where you are from and when you're joining, I would love to know that. And also let me know what brought you to Palfish. I'm kind of curious about that. If there's any training that you can't find or that you need more help on, let me know. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. I'll try to answer them. If I can't, I'll try to get a video out if it's, you know, a bigger question that requires a more in-depth answer. Make sure you click subscribe because I try to get all my information out on the YouTube channel. It's the easiest way to get it out to all of the people that I'm mentoring. And I am so excited to have you here. I know you're going to have a lot of questions as a new teacher, and I'm really, really, really happy to be able to be awarded the opportunity to serve you in that capacity. That was a mouthful. That was like a really big mouthful. I'm happy you're here, and I'm glad that I'm your mentor. All right, guys. Again, my name is Jillian. Welcome to Palfish, and go rock out your classes. Bye, guys.